Welcome to Palette of Talent. I'm Sara Al Alamiri. In this episode, we're going to talk about the digital art with the artist Ahmed Al Wazan. Let's go see how he started and who inspires him. Come with me. Hello, hi.
Hello,
How are you?
doing well?
Great. Ahmed, tell me, digital art. What drew you to this kind of art?
I'm gonna have to say what really drew me is the ability to create clean artwork and having the ability to just present my artwork as clean as possible is one of the main reasons why I like to rely on such a tool.
Mm-hmm.
Digital art as a whole allows me to always go back and forth between my designs to the point I can actually make sure it's just the way I want it. Doing so allows me to when I actually want to actually create my work on a canvas or a wall, I can just
Okay.
create it without worrying if the artwork's going to look bad or not.
Yeah, but there's difference between tradition art and the digital art. So how, when switching from tradition to digital, is it that difficult?
Well, not difficult, but it does require getting used to because some instances when I'm sketching on a piece of paper or when I'm working on artwork on a canvas, I would sometimes tend to try to zoom in with my fingers when
Oh.
I don't need to,
Yeah.
or try to go look for the layers all of a sudden in the middle of the work, but then I realized, oh no, I'm actually creating an actual art piece.
Yeah.
And just getting used to the notion of going from digital art to traditional arts feels a bit funny sometimes.
It is funny because yeah, you're used to. They get that a lot. The artists, what I hear from them,
Yes.
people have difficulty using digital arts. They prefer tradition.
Well, some people actually might find it difficult to actually rely on traditional art or rely on the fine arts to create the work, while others actually find themselves more comfortable to creating digital art. I know due to my long time working with digital art and working on tablets, I find myself actually more comfortable creating my artwork on a digital tablet than actually creating on a sketchbook, funny enough. But when it
Yes.
comes to actually creating artwork for everyone to say, I would definitely rely on hand colored traditional tools to create my artwork.
Tell me, what inspires you to work in a digital art?
Well, like I said earlier in this interview, one of the main reasons why I'm inspired and find myself really appreciating the medium is having the ability to go back and forth between my layers, between my lines to make sure they're as clean as possible. And I'm gonna have to say, it being such a powerful tool in the 21st century and the capabilities it has just really allows me to go deeper and deeper in using such a tool and trying to understand properly how it works.
And you use your digital art by expressing what exactly?
I like to express a lot of the things I hold dear and I actually value. I like to create a work of art that first and foremost everyone really appreciates. I want to create an art style that allows even someone who doesn't understand my culture, who doesn't understand where I come from, to actually look at this artwork and say, actually, this is a really nice art piece, and would appreciate the lines, the gestures, the textures that I create in my art pieces.
Okay.
That alone is really what drives me forward. My art style as a whole, when it comes to creating digital art pieces, I would have to say relies a lot on my Islamic traditions as a Muslim, and also just the general rules and followed in the street art community and how people actually create their art pieces. What makes a good art piece, what makes a bad art piece in the fine arts as well. All of these are actually important factors when it comes to creating.
then what's your steps while you're doing the Arabic digital arts?
Well,
Or in general, let's say, the digital arts.
when it comes time to creating an art piece from scratch using the different softwares one can find on their computer, I would have to say the first and most important step is having a subject matter, a goal or a message I want to deliver. So I would start maybe creating my main subject matter, whether that be a portrait or some kind of Islamic shape. Maybe it's an animal of some kind.
Okay.
And I try to make sure that the subject matter itself looks fun and interesting enough that when I include my other materials and my other ideas to my artwork, it actually just completes the work overall and not just overpowers it. So I like to start including that maybe later on my Arabic calligraphy style. I would love to include some of the geometric shapes that are found in the Islamic arts, and having this whole composition brought together to actually deliver the artwork.
That's amazing. I want to know, when you merge the Arabic calligraphy to the digital arts, is it difficult?
It is definitely a challenging task, I have to say. Although the end result might appear subtle or might appear interesting overall, I'm gonna have to say it is a very challenging task overall to achieve such a goal.
It is.
When it comes to actually the letters themselves, they are very strong letters. The Arabic language is such a beautiful language, and the alphabets and the different alphabetical styles that have been created using such a language are so strong in nature that you have to have an artwork that could actually match the strength of the Arabic calligraphy to achieve a final result.
Wow. So yeah, I thought so, because Arabic calligraphy is actually hard, not like an easy thing to do. It needs time. So when you merge it to a digital art, I think it's gonna be like more challenging.
Absolutely, because you do have to keep in mind that the letters themselves, that you have to work on creating your own alphabetical lettering style before actually applying it. So it has
your own style.
Exactly, it has to be well composed before you actually apply to your subject matter. So maybe you would create such an amazing artwork, but then the lettering themselves just appear weak
so I
in nature.
Assume it's your hardest thing you ever did, right? The Arabic calligraphy.
It definitely took a fair bit of time, and it went through multiple stages before it reached to the stage it is right now. And maybe it's going to change in the future. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah. Everything changes suddenly. That's true. Understand something. When you entered the digital art, have you ever felt like you stopped in a way?
I did reach my art blocks throughout at one point of my career, or twice maybe. And that did end up in me stopping for some time, but then I found myself actually getting back to it for no reason at all, funny enough. It's not like a stage where I reach this art block and I have to just overcome it. Sometimes just an art block requires just to not do anything and just focus on other stuff.
So it came by itself, the blocks, or did someone like give you negative feedbacks?
I think the main reason one would go through an art block is due to actually just creating too much artwork. I think that's one of the main reasons people go through an art block, and I think that's one of the main reasons I went through an art block. And stopping and not doing artwork altogether
at once
is just sometimes like as much as someone would like with an artistic mind would hate to go through, but they have to go through it because it's more of a medicine and a cure than like an illness or a bad
that's a nice actually
impression.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice point to tell anyone who wants to start or trying to be an artist not to rush or not to put a heavy weight, going
Exactly.
deep and deep, and so you don't get to this block.
Absolutely. I would add that right now, at my current stage, I would say a good way to overcome an art block now is, instead of actually focusing on digital art, I would actually just focus on a whole different medium. Maybe I'll do sculpting or 3D artwork, 3D designing. Maybe I would create something else using digital software.
And are you thinking of doing something else instead of the digital art in
That's
the
what
future?
that's what I would do. I mean, I like to branch out. In the end, as an artist, I believe it's my goal to have the ability to branch out to all kinds of different mediums and adopt these mediums to your own art style.
Wow.
I think that's a strength in of its own.
Whoa. I like your passion, you know?
Thank you.
You're ambitious. I want to be an artist in all ways. Wow. That's great.
It is.
Maybe
Thank
it talks
you.
a lot about you, your personality and yourself, you know?
Hopefully.
Yeah. So, as you see, you don't have to be in one thing by doing any kind of art. You can explore to find yourself or express yourself more. That's nice. I inspire by your words.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to do
Honored.
something new. Don't forget to see my next episode with new, amazing artists and pieces of art. See ya. Bye.